time to celebrate.
Looking at Richard Taylor,
Do you see what I see?
it's easy to see the warm smile, the confidence, the joy. But look closer,
I was able to see my mental health restored.
and you'll find the scars and the hurt that came before.
Talk about somebody who was at the lowest of lows and the darkest of darks, going through some really tumultuous mental health struggles. I use this tattoo as a reminder to always love myself. It could have ended very badly.
It started at the age of 10, when Richard set his sights on a blade.
Got home one day from school before my parents got home. I was like, well, maybe if I could just cut some of the fat off of my body, like, it would help me. It would change my physical appearance to where my peers wouldn't bully me anymore.
It was a cry for help that went unheard.
It was minimized, shut down from the standpoint of, you're too young to be dealing with this. Your ancestors dealt with worse.
As Richard grew up, he appeared on the outside to grow out of some of his problems.
I was a standout quarterback in the city of Chicago, playing football, scholarship offers galore. But every time I felt, an immense amount of mental or emotional turmoil, even it out with some kind of physical pain.
10 years later, that pain led him to another blade,
Started from here. Scars at the bottom are much larger.
this time in his college dorm room.
That day, I just kind of was at my wit's end. There were several situations that occurred that led me to a decision to take a blade down my wrist 5 times where the word love now sits. It was my breaking point.
These eyes have seen a lot. We've been through a lot.
Black Lives Matter!
Black people, we've always seen America as our country. We're vested in it. It's just America hasn't seen us as Americans.
Omari Salisbury understands how easy it can be to get to a mental health breaking point.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's me, Omari Salisbury.
During the summer of 2020, Salisbury, the owner of Converge Media, was on the ground in nearly every Seattle protest
We're live back here downtown.
following the murder of George Floyd.
And I'm a real empathetic person. Like, I really be feeling it.
He witnessed the unrest firsthand. Omari was covering protesters on I-5 when a car drove straight into the group.
And I remember it vividly, the car entering the empty freeway, going around the barricaded cars, ran right into a group of protesters, killing Summer Taylor and critically injuring Diaz Love.
The trauma of that scene, combined with months of social unrest, pushed Omari to his mental limits.
For Black people, man, it don't ever go away.
Omari made the difficult decision. In order to take care of his mental health, he stepped away from the mic to focus on himself and his community.
So many people who walk around with so much pain and so much trauma and so much hurt. Let me help you connect the dots. Let me do my part. You know what I'm saying? Let me bridge that gap. Let me be of service to you, right? That's what I want to do. I want to be of service to our community because I feel it. I feel it. And it never left. It's never left.
According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, in the past 2 decades, suicide attempts for Black males between 12 and 18 have increased by 79.7%. Making Black kids and teens almost twice as likely to die by suicide than white kids. And it's not just kids at risk. The suicide rate for Black adults increased by 30% between 2014 and 2019.
When we talk about triggers, it doesn't take much for people.
Black Americans experience mental health issues at a rate similar to their white counterparts. But according to the American Psychological Association, they are much less likely to seek help.
It's often thought of as actually being a weakness.
Dr. Devin Bird is a trained psychologist and president of Bastyr University.
Black men historically have been a lot of pressure in terms of presenting oneself as being strong and not needing outside help or assistance.
Richard said it was an attitude that growing up applied to everyone.
You could just simply say, oh, that's just crazy Uncle Billy over there, right? But not realizing that crazy Uncle Billy really needs help.
Experts say another barrier to seeking help is a lack of representation. 84% of psychologists are white, while only 4% are Black.
We need more therapists of color We need more individuals who are able to resonate with and understand the experiences of communities of color.
And that brings us back to Richard, his last suicide attempt in his dorm room.
5 gashes going down my wrist from my final attempt.
Was enough to break through to his family and finally get into therapy.
Hallelujah.
He's now an author, church leader, and motivational speaker.
We just say thank you today.
And hopes to shatter the stigma surrounding mental health treatment that is crushing so many Black families in silence.
We have so many of us living in silence, and unfortunately, if we live in silence for too long, we can make a decision to where we're not here anymore. Be able to rise from the ashes of defeat, sorrow, depression. The message is hope.
For Facing Race, I'm PJ Randawa.